The message from the angels for you tells you, first letter of your name, spiritual meaning. My beloved, as you well know, everything in this universe is an expression of energy. From the most obvious things to the most subtle. All things, words, people and souls are energy that vibrate at a specific frequency. Words are too. The name you have, the name you were given at birth is also energy and has a deep spiritual meaning. Today I want to show you, through this spiritual teaching, what is the spiritual meaning associated with the first letter of each name. So that in this way you can know a little more about yourself, about your inner energy. In this special message that comes with light directly to your being, you must pay attention and open both your mind and your heart to absorb and find the real essence that dwells in you and achieve changes in your life. That is why, staying until the end, you will discover why this message was really for you and how much you needed it. Also take advantage of the final advice to take your first big step. The letter A is associated with the energies of the beginning, of the beginnings. It is also associated with spiritual unity. In this way, the spiritual meaning of names that begin with the letter A is associated with the creation of new cycles of leadership and authenticity. People whose name begins with this letter will be surrounded, from the moment of their birth, by an energy that drives them to create something new, to start important things. They will, therefore, have a predisposition to take the initiative, to do things that have never been done before. But these people may encounter obstacles in their path, because not everyone likes people who do things differently, so it is important that they always keep their goals well set. The letter B is more related to duality. It is like an expression of the very nature of human beings, that is, it is an expression of the duality between the physical and the spiritual. Therefore, people whose name begins with this letter will be surrounded by energies that make them understand their physical and spiritual nature, which is very important for the process of awakening consciousness. These people, therefore, have a predisposition to know their own spiritual world, to apply divine wisdom in the earthly world. These people must listen to their intuition. They have to make an effort not to doubt themselves and thus use that divine wisdom that is found within them. The letter C is related to the energies of creativity and communication. The power of creation manifests easily in people whose name begins with the letter C. Therefore, they can use these energies to their advantage with great ease by using their power of creation in any area of life. This power of creation that all people have within themselves is easy for these people to recognize and use. That is why perhaps from a very young age they make use of this spiritual gift to design the life they want. But it is important that they believe in themselves to use this power correctly. The letter D is associated with the energies of dedication, effort, and perseverance. People whose name begins with this letter will have a great capacity for effort and dedication if they know how to channel these energies correctly. Because perseverance is something very important not only in the physical world, but also in the spiritual world. These people will be able to achieve what they set out to do with their effort, their dedication, and their willpower. But they must remember to always be authentic, be true to themselves, and use these energies for good. The letter E is governed by energies that drive awakening, evolution, and growth. People whose name begins with the letter E will find themselves thinking about existential issues from a young age, because they surround themselves with energies that drive them to see beyond appearances. These people easily connect with universal energy, which can work in their favor in many aspects of their life. However, they must be careful how they use their own energies, because they can often doubt themselves, their power, and their abilities. These people have a great capacity to learn from mistakes, to overcome obstacles, and improve themselves. The letter F is associated with spiritual strength. People whose name begins with this letter will develop a very great faith when they approach their spiritual reality. But these people also usually inspire a lot of peace and confidence. This makes them well received in many different environments. They have great social skills. However, these people can make the mistake of giving too much importance to the opinions of others, so they must always remain firm in their own faith and their own power. Due to the energies that surround them, these people have great inner strength. The letter G vibrates by itself in the energies of gratitude. This is a wonderful thing because, as you know, gratitude is a great tool for attraction. Therefore, through gratitude, these people usually find it very easy to make use of their power of attraction and manifestation. They tend to be grateful and generous as a result of the frequency at which the first letter of their name vibrates. But they must learn to put themselves first, because they can often give too much to others, leaving nothing for themselves. The letter H vibrates at a frequency very close to the pure energies of healing. Therefore, people whose name begins with this letter have a predisposition for healing power, both towards themselves and towards others. These people must remember throughout their lives that to heal they must recognize what harms them. They must recognize that healing is love. People whose name begins with this letter H have a great ability to listen to others and make them feel good with their mere presence. But these energies must be channeled correctly towards well-being. The letter I is a letter related to spiritual knowledge, to intuition. These people tend to be very easy to listen to their hunches, to find the truth in places that remained hidden. Therefore, people whose name begins with this letter I have the ability to listen to their intuition from a very early age, because the energies that surround them when their name is pronounced invite them to do so. But these people may doubt their intuition, they may believe that they are wrong. Therefore, along their path, they will have to learn to recognize the value of those hunches and that intuition. Now and before we continue, I invite you to subscribe and share our channel. Your support helps us to create more valuable content for you. The letter J is related to balance. People whose name begins with J tend to be fair people, who seek equality and react to injustices. The energies that surround your name will lead you to find balance within yourself, thus manifesting it on the outside. These people may have difficulty calming their emotions, but once they recognize them, they realize that their emotions are a source of wisdom, and that by listening to themselves they will find answers that are not out there. The letter K vibrates at a frequency associated with knowledge and wisdom. These people always want to know more, because it is their way of approaching awakening. Through knowledge they nourish their soul and their wisdom, and thus they become closer to the truth. These people should be careful about being too demanding of themselves, because that need for knowledge can lead them to despair a little when they don't find the answer they are looking for. The letter L is associated with harmony, light and fullness. These people have a predisposition to develop kindness, to have clarity of thought, and to not stop at appearances alone. Because the letter L always invites you to truth and expansion. These people can often feel that they are different because not everyone is as close to harmony, or not everyone places as much importance on balance as they do. The letter M is a letter associated with mastery and spiritual connection. People whose name starts with M can have a great ability to develop their spiritual connection. But you will have to be prepared along the way to relate to the correct energies. This letter is like a symbol of the ability to materialize dreams, purposes, and goals. Due to the energies surrounding their name, these people often use their inner power for good. The letter N is related to the connection of all the elements of the being. People whose name begins with this letter have a predisposition to develop spirituality, to connect with nature. They are usually respectful people who try to maintain harmony in all aspects of their lives. But these people must look for strength within themselves, because when they lose their balance they can feel very sad or lost. The letter O vibrates at a frequency that is associated with totality, plenitude. Therefore, people whose name begins with O do not settle for less than what they deserve. They seek plenitude in everything that surrounds them. Because thanks to those energies that surround their name, from a young age they are aware of the divine essence that lives within them, and of that divine inheritance to which they can access. These people, however, have to be careful with frustration. When things don't go as expected, they can lose too much and must learn throughout their lives to accept changes. The letter P is a letter that is associated with calm and prosperity. Due to the energies surrounding their name, these people are usually very protective. They seek calm, feeling safe. People whose name begins with this letter P tend to be quite calm, but everything changes when they feel threatened or when they feel that their loved ones are in danger. These people will have to learn the importance of staying calm even in difficult times. The letter Q is associated with the inner search. People whose name begins with this letter are invited by the energies that surround their name to find the truth within. The search for themselves, knowing themselves, is something very important because they always have something beautiful to offer to those around them. But to do this they must be at peace with themselves. These people can make the mistake of focusing too much on the needs of others. The letter R is associated with energies of renewal, transformation, and change. They are energies similar to healing ones. From a young age, these people have a great capacity to see things from a positive point of view, to transform their lives and the lives of the people around them. But they must be careful not to get stuck. The energies of change surround them from a young age, and they will have to correctly channel these energies to adapt to changes and always get something good from them. The letter S is associated with the energies of divine wisdom. People whose name begins with this letter S usually have a great capacity to learn new things, to develop their personal and spiritual faculties. These energies surrounding your name give you a deep spiritual connection. You must be attentive to this spiritual connection because you must remain in balance. The letter T vibrates at a similar frequency to the letter H and the letter R. They are energies associated with transformation and change. But the most characteristic thing about people whose name begins with the letter T is that they have a quite special ability to transform things into something positive. This can be very inspiring to the people around you. But they must be careful not to stay stuck in the limits of their mind, in negative thoughts or limiting beliefs. The letter U is associated with connecting energies. People whose letter begins with the letter U have an easy time understanding how all the things in their lives are connected to each other. They don't just stay with what they see, but find deep meaning in everything around them. This is of great help when they have to face obstacles or challenges. However, they can become very demoralized when they cannot find meaning in something. That is why they must also learn to flow with life and with the universe. The letter V is associated with energies that vibrate at high frequencies. The energies surrounding this name are strong energies. And this force is manifested in people whose name begins with the letter V from a very young age. The most characteristic thing about these people is their strength, the ability to overcome obstacles, to achieve their goals despite difficulties. These people must be careful because their own energies can cause them to expose themselves too much. So, along their path, they must learn to take care of themselves. The letter W is related to the connection with the higher self. People whose name begins with this letter are aware from childhood that they are much more than a physical body. This letter symbolizes the importance of wisdom on the spiritual path. These people often give wise advice to those around them. But they must be careful with that, because it is possible that they burden themselves too much with responsibilities that do not correspond to them. The letter X is related to the relationship between spiritual life and earthly life. The energies that surround this name give these people a great capacity for reflection. However, you must be careful because when you disconnect from the truth, you can stray far from its light. That is why it is important for these people to always remain faithful to the truth. The energies surrounding the letter Y are related to success. Therefore, even if people whose name starts with Y have some difficulties in their life, they should know that the energies of success surround them. That is why they must trust themselves more, make use of their power and all their faculties. They must maintain a positive mindset and trust that success can come to their lives when they recognize themselves as worthy of it. The letter Z is associated with energies that allow painful cycles to be closed, cycles that must end. People whose name begins with this letter usually find it easy to close certain cycles in their lives, even inspiring others to close those cycles that should remain in the past. The energies surrounding this letter Z are also associated with inner peace and well-being. Now I ask you, are you willing to tune your mind to the melody of success and allow prosperity to flow to you? Today, I have left in the description a powerful tool that will help you and bring you closer to your happiness, peace, and tranquility. I invite you to get to know it. Be proactive and open the doors to a future where success and prosperity are your daily reality. Do not underestimate the power of now. The opportunity you have today to change your life will never present itself in the same way again. Act today, go for the description and create the tomorrow you deserve. Blessings forever.